Hey, seniors. I'm back from Key West as of late last night. Long journey home, but such a fun vacation. So, thanks for being great for the subs. I'm expecting that you were. Yeah, long day. We had to turn in our rental car and the keys to the condo, get a flight from Key West to Atlanta, and then to Minneapolis, and then drive the 3 hours home last night. But I'm here and I can't wait to see you guys. I do have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, Monday. So I'm only going to be at school through third hour. Sorry. But I'll be back on Tuesday for the duration. So you should have finished part one, and I'll look at all the stuff that got turned in. I got lots of messages from you guys saying you turned it into the basket, which is just fine. Part one was the Hearth and Salamander. Okay, and that was all about Montag's job and his home. And he decides he's not happy. His home life is not good. It's empty. And Mildred, of course, is the quintessential person of the future. You got to see her, I believe. You've read this part so far. Her favorite show, well, she watches TV all day, is the White Clown Show, which is super violent. And she has her friends over, and they're drinking martinis and smoking. And Montag freaks them all out because he brings out a book and he reads a poem. And I might go over that poem with you. The reason the women start crying when they hear that, or the one Mrs. Bowles, is because the poem is a love poem, and it's about how the world can be a really cold place, even though it seems so welcoming and bright. Sometimes it's hard, and I'm sure you guys realize that. And it's nice to have a person, whether a family member or a lover, to weather those storms together. And she realizes she doesn't have that with her relationships, and it makes her cry, and that's why literature is outlawed in the future, because it makes people uncomfortable, and it's like a mirror where you look at yourself, and some people want to avoid that. So part two you started, hopefully, that's called The Sieve in the Sand, and I think I talked about that with one of my classes, but not the rest. Anyway, a sieve, you need to know what that is. You say it at hockey games sometimes when the goalie is letting goals in, and people yell, sieve, sieve, sieve. It's not a nice thing to say, by the way. A sieve is like this, a colander. So like when you make your mac and cheese and you put your water in there with the noodles stay and the water goes out. And the reason, and of course, if you put sand in here, it'll all come out. Part two is called The Sieve in the Sand because Montag is starting to try to understand what it is about books that is so dangerous, and he doesn't know how to read them. He doesn't understand metaphors or anything like that. So he seeks out Professor Faber, someone he met in a park a long time ago. Professor Faber is a retired English teacher. Hey, look, we finally have a use in the future, I guess. So he is going to help Montag understand what he's reading. And one of the books Montag has stolen is the Bible. And there might be a confusing part. I know this is a long video where Montag gets on a subway or train or an air-propelled train, and he's trying to remember part of Ecclesiastes, which is they toil not, neither do they spin. It's a verse in the Bible talking about how God will take care of you, because even if you look at nature, he talks about the lilies of the field. They don't work or do anything, and they're more beautiful than, things that could be man-made. And if God takes care of the flowers, he'll take care of you. Anyway, that's what that's about. And Montag's trying to read that, and he keeps hearing an advertisement on the radio for Denham's dentifrice, like a toothpaste. And it goes back and forth between reading the Bible and hearing the ad. And all my students are confused by that. It's just him. I'm sure you've had times where you're trying to read something and you just keep getting distracted. Even it happened to me a few times too, where you can't even finish a paragraph because other things are popping in your mind. Anyway, that's what's happened to him on the subway. I don't want to give away any more if you haven't gotten that far. You're supposed to finish part two on Tuesday, and I'll be there with you, hopefully. And then we start the very last part, which is Burning Bright. Come with your questions if you have any. I'll be there again tomorrow until third hour, and then I'm sorry I've got to go to this appointment. And I'll catch up on all my grading as fast as I can. We're in the home stretch, people. It is May. Okay, I'll see you on Tuesday, most of you, and some of you tomorrow. Bye!